Hello and welcome to episode 92 of Nolo Time. I am what's left of Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
Obed, it's good to be with you again. Because both you are our listeners out there. Thank you for making this show a great success. But Obed, it's good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're doing well.
I'm on vacation.
You look great.
Oh, thanks, dude. I've been sleeping.
Good. You deserve it, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I got got to take advantage of time off and
Very good.
been getting some really good rest here. So been out for about 5 days now. Got 3 more days to go. I know that Monday is gonna be weird going back to the office
That's
because
that system. That's
catch up. I already have 230 emails. I'll be all right. I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
for sure.
Yeah, I'll be good. It's gonna be all right, Joe. Joe, what's up, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing great too. Obviously not not on vacation mode
Not
like
on
you,
vacation.
but I'm still doing good, buddy. But yeah, man, I went on to Avengers again since the last time we had our episode, so it's
Nice.
a third time watching it. Honestly, I really want to see it for a fourth time. I'm really curious to see if it does hit the Avatar number because it's in a weird spot. It definitely had a drop off this last week, which is always to be
Because of
expected.
Detective Pikachu, I heard it's really good too. So
Right. It had good responses. People went out and watched it, but I'll be curious to see how it still performs now. Endgame, just considering that we've got Aladdin on the heels. John Wick's expected to be number one this coming weekend.
yeah,
I'll probably go out and check that one out too. But it's hopeful that it can still cross the finish line. I mean, it's 2.5 billion dollars worldwide. It's got to get past 2.7. More like it's got to be 2.8, 2.8 and a half for it to really pass the Avatar numbers at a safe rate. But we'll see. I mean, it's got time. It's a lot of money. The movie's gonna probably be in theaters for another month and a
I,
half
I
at
was gonna
least.
I was gonna say it's probably
So
gonna be in theaters until Spider-Man comes out.
yeah, that's a good bet. That's a good bet. So that always helps. I mean, Captain Marvel is still making money every weekend.
That's
I
still
look at
out
it in
there.
the box office and I'm like,
Yeah,
well, it's still chugging along, making that money, and it's superseded what most of us expected. So let's hope that Avengers keeps doing that. But remember, this is an interesting summer, Obed. I mean, we got obviously like John Wick is going to come out, do decently. Godzilla's on its way, and not to forget
yeah.
Disney's Aladdin is May 24th, right?
Which
So
also is supposed to be pretty good based on impressions.
exactly. So this is going to be an interesting time to see if history does really unfold. If it, and regardless, it's historic, right? Like
Yeah.
it's made a ridiculous amount of money. But let's see if it will be the biggest champ that we've ever seen cinematically since Avatar. We will have to wait and see.
Yeah, I wanna. I'm gonna do a little cross check here because I wanna. I don't remember what was out other than I think the second Transformers was out that same year. I want to
Yeah.
say, but not. I don't think Avatar had a lot of competition.
It did not, and I think that definitely helped the case. And also, like we've talked about this before, that was the rise of 3D. That's what put 3D on the map. So people, the buzz was if you're gonna watch this movie, you have to watch it in 3D. Avengers obviously is getting money from being in 3D, but most people aren't saying that you have to watch in 3D. Actually, if you look at it, most of the 3D showings are just not doing as well as regular showings.
Yeah. Oh, Wolverine came out. Origins that did good in the
Oh
box
yeah,
office,
yeah,
but the movie wasn't fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other, smaller stuff like District 9, Harry Potter and Half Blood Prince that came out in 2009. Holy crap. Yeah. Those movies chugged along for like 12 years, man.
That's true.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, nothing that I could see as other than Harry Potter, which happened, I believe, later in the year. Nothing that I see would definitely be a deterrent. Yeah, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen came out 2009, so
Wow.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I'm hoping they can pull it off.
Same.
That'd be pretty neat. Yeah, man. So we'll. You know what? You know what? Since I mentioned Revenge of the Fallen,
Okay.
I watched Bumblebee, Joel.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I think that spoiler alert. Statute of limitations on this movie is over. It's out on Blu-ray.
It's statute of limitations passed like 3 months
So
ago.
all right, Joe. All right.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
All right, yeah. We're gonna have a little conversation about this, Joe. Um, so I'm gonna talk. You know what? Let's start with my final impressions of it. It's
Sure.
like no movie franchise is beyond redemption.
Wow.
That's because what this movie did in the first 2 freaking minutes of the movie, it's absolutely save the Transformers franchise. Because I was in tears, bro. It was so good. It was so good. And I'm yelling names, and my wife's looking at me like, what are you talking about? It's like, it's Wheeljack. That's my favorite Transformer. So it's like I'm there. It's like I'm crying because freaking Wheeljack's in the movie, and then all the G1 designs. Oh, of course,
I told you.
Bumblebee's not. He keeps a lot of the Michael Bay Bumblebee, but this is like straight up. The movie is retconning, like it's not like this is definitely a soft reboot. Because when you go back to the first Transformers, Optimus was still not on Earth. Bumblebee sent the message, and then they came in. And this one at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, Optimus is already on Earth, and then the rest of the Autobots are coming in. I really loved Cliff Jumper, which gets sliced in half, but they kept the same G1 design, and it actually worked on screen. Yeah. It was weird because I was like, you know what? Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee were essentially the same model. It's the same Transformer. It's just 2 different personalities. And I really loved how both of them were very different, but at the same time paid homage to G1. Optimus was perfect. Soundwave was perfect, bro.
I told you when he says ravage eject, I squealed, dude.
It was great. Like they fixed it in 2 minutes, Joe. In 2 friggin' minutes, and I still haven't watched the last night. I have no intention of watching it after this, because if I bumped into last night on FX or something, I'll probably watch it. I'll deal with the commercials. It's fine. But it was really good. Like, overall, the movie, it was very well paced.
Yeah.
The humor was great. And it was not, like, it had none of the, juvenile, hormonal jokes that we got from the Michael Bay movies. It was really good. I was like, the movie ended, and I felt happy. I was like, you know what? I feel pretty good. I was really happy, man. And yeah. I mean, I if there's only one gripe I would probably have with this movie, is the lack of like overall Transformers, because it's just Bumblebee, and then the other 2 Decepticons that they're really forgettable. That's my only problem with it. But then it's like you see like Starscream and then all the other Transformers coming in, and dude, and then Shockwave shows up, and I was so, and then you see like OG like Ratchet and Joel. Seriously, like those 2 minutes, I can just watch them over and over again. It was so good. It was really, really good. So I'm really excited to see where the franchise will be going now, because I'm pretty sure that they've already, have this planned out. But you mentioned to me that the soundtrack was good too in the movie.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Man, I'm going back and thinking, it's like I I really find absolutely nothing wrong with the movie itself. Other than having the two forgettable villains. But at the end of the
It's
day, how forgettable ET villains were, in the movie ET,
right,
right?
right.
It's like you don't even remember the names of the feds or what and whatnot. Um, I really liked it. Really, really liked it. I didn't buy it. I rented it. I was like,
Okay,
I was here. I was at home one day
sure.
and I was just playing games. And my wife, let's go watch a movie. So I watched Toy Story 2. My daughter wanted to see Toy Story. Well, I watched Toy Story 2 and then watched Bumblebee. And man, it was really good. It made me feel really good about where the franchise is going in the future. And yeah, Wheeljack. Also happy to see Wheeljack. I was like, it's Wheeljack. I was freaking out, bro. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, dude.
Man, I'm just sitting back and just hearing you talk about this, and it makes me so happy. Cause like I was, I wasn't sure how people would respond to this movie, considering that's so different than the Michael Bay movies. I know most people don't like those movies. You and I are of the mindset that there are good parts of it, but for the most part, it's just very goofy. Like you joked about, there's things that just kind of take you out of it, right? Don't make you enjoy it as much as you could. But the Bumblebee movie, it's just there's like you said that opening sequence on Cybertron, and just what's going down. I'm telling you, like it's the little details. It's the stuff that's going on there. That you're saying the G1 form, like it's these things that they just put on the big screen that made me just so happy. That just I feel bad that I actually didn't go out and see just that 2 minutes again on the big screen, because it
Yeah,
was just so good.
it was really good. I'm here. It's like, dude, if Optimus pulls out an Energon axe, I'm just gonna stand up and scream. And but they didn't happen. They're saving it. They're saving it.
They're saving it.
But it, man, I am really happy. Like we've talked about this. I probably mentioned it on the podcast. But I find the first Bay Transformers movie
Yeah, it's good.
good. There's certain charm to it, of course. The whole creepy Megan Fox thing it's creepy, but at the end of the day, the movie's fine, right? There's nothing like super wrong with it. And then after it progressively got worse after that. But this is like miles ahead better than that first one. Like this, like there's not even like a comparison, man. It's ridiculous. It's like what I felt is essentially the same thing I felt when I went to see First Class, X-Men First
Okay.
Class.
Okay.
After X-Men United and Origins. Just watching First Class, it had that same thing. I was like, oh yeah, it's back on. It's really good. And yeah, so it had that sort of same. I had that sort of same reaction to the movie. But man, I was smiling throughout the whole thing. Dude, John Cena was fine. He's
Oh
he's
yeah, yeah.
he's dry as toast, but it's John Cena. So who cares? But I was super happy, man. Yeah,
Very good. Very
yeah,
good.
man. Dude, one thing I did on my time off, I finally got around to go down to Legoland here in Florida. Dude, went with my parents and took the kid and whatnot. Yeah, finally got around to that. So it's about an hour and a half drive from where I am. Not too crazy.
It's good.
And I was very impressed, Joel.
It's a good
With the
park.
Yeah, I was very very impressed. The rides were good. The park was clean. Employees were normal looking people with well behaved and courteous. Food was good. This theme park review time. Yeah, I mean, if one thing was that it got a little too pricey because they've added a lot of stuff, so prices have gone up to comparable to what Disney is. A little bit less, not as expensive. and but the thing is that you pay that price is like, man, it's $100 and whatnot. I don't expect much, but I was very impressed. Like all the rides were great. They had some really good rides. They've added like a Lego movie section to the park. Um, yeah, I had a lot of fun, man.
That's
It
awesome.
was actually pretty good. Yeah, I was I was very impressed with the ride quality and whatnot. If only one gripe, man, I'm a big guy. Some of those rides are designed to, for small-ish people, because they want to accommodate
For
as
kids.
many kids as possible, and that's I applaud that, and that's absolutely great, right? Um, but I did had a couple of rides where I was like, I'm not too comfortable in this thing. So, if only that was the only thing. But it was great. Yeah, it was good. We only got rained out for about a half hour because weather has been really iffy lately down here. The one thing, dude, friggin' love bugs.
Oh yeah.
Is this friggin' love bug invasion down here, and
They're
it
not so
sucks.
lovely.
Oh my goodness, man! Like I just want to burn them all. Burn them. Go
And the
back to
thing is,
hell
they
where you
don't,
came from.
the funny thing is, don't they only live for like 24 hours? Like they're literally like just
3
coming out
days.
3 days and yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
it's
It's
ridiculous.
crazy. No,
Three
but I
days,
do.
or unless they get hit by your car when you're driving. Man, you see those cars just full of bugs. Super gross, man.
No, it is. But it's been a while since I've been to Legoland. But last time I went, I was impressed too. I think it's a really nice park, really, really special for kids. Creativity, imagination. That's something I've always loved about Legos. Especially that one area where they have like just tons of just like Lego built sets. I mean, we're talking
Yeah.
like the Statue of Liberty and random different stuff like all
And,
around like
and they've
that
added
land.
Star Wars. They've added Star Wars to that.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, I
nice.
took a lot of pictures for the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, you're gonna have to show me later.
Yeah, they're on my FB, so you can check them
Cool,
out.
cool.
Yeah, they've added some really cool Star Wars stuff. They've had that on that city section, so they had a separate Star Wars section now,
Cool.
and it's all Star Wars. They had a gigantic cruiser from Force Awakens, like recreating the Jakku scene
Nice.
basically with the Star Destroyer and the shuttle in Colorado. It is really nice. Yeah, it was very elaborate. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be that good, and I was very impressed. My daughter had a blast because she was able to ride pretty much everything. And yeah, man, it was great. It was great, like for kids. It's like no brainer, dude. And it was cloudy all day. It was on a Tuesday, so
Oh
there was
yeah.
like no one in the park. So I think the longest line we did was like 15 minutes. And
Wow.
dude, and we
Compared to
did,
Disney, wow.
dude, we did almost everything.
That's
Like we
wonderful.
did, yeah, because we had time to do like almost everything in the park. And got there around 11ish, 10:30, I think.
Yeah, the drive.
Yeah, because of the drive, and then left. The park was closing when we left. It was like 5:30, so
Nice.
because they're not like in high season right now, so. But yeah, I'm very impressed. If you're around the area, yeah, you're into Legos, definitely check it out because it's pretty neat.
For sure.
Yeah, Joe, let's jump into the topics for this week. There's a gigantic announcement that came out today, and it's that Microsoft and Sony are joining forces to create, or basically collaborate in in the betterment or improvement or of cloud gaming. And this is big. If you picture, remember that small independent movie, Joe, Captain America: Civil War, where there's a scene in the movie when these two heroes are joining forces to fight against this one other hero, this misguided hero. That's pretty much what's going on here. You know, they're joining for Captain America, Sony, Bucky's Xbox, and they're joining forces against Google. So that's how I see it.
It's a good depiction.
This seems very preemptive and a very smart move on both. And it basically this will allow Sony to utilize the Azure infrastructure and Azure AI tech, uh, and and then Microsoft will have access to Sony tech. They're really looking into their lenses and their camera systems. Basically, the same thing that Apple did. All the for those of you that didn't know, the cameras on iPhones are made by Sony. So that's what they're trying to do. And man, I am not skeptical because I know what they're trying to do. I am very excited to see what the future of PSN is going to be. Because this will definitely directly affect whatever the next face of PSN is, and the rumor is that they've been working on revamping the entire PSN for the next gen PlayStation. Man, it's what's crazy is that they're gonna have to come up with a solution to integrate all these accounts into Azure. I'm pretty sure that Azure is pretty open. Like you know, you can integrate it with pretty much anything that's out there. So I'm pretty sure there has to be a solution to input all those PSN accounts into an Azure cloud. So man, I don't know. I don't know what their end goal is. But I'm pretty sure that they're joining forces to keep Google from making a dent on traditional gaming in the industry. Joel, what do you think about this, man?
I think it's a great partnership. It's something that is going to just better everyone at the end of the day. Easily, Sony could have just said, we're just here to sucker punch the other guy and just, keep a competitive, situation that they've always been in, right? When we're talking about next gen. And you and I both talked about here on the show that we think cloud is very much a next gen thing, cloud gaming. I mean, they've already been doing that a lot with PS Now, and obviously other, Google Stadia now, and just some other different, people that are getting into the cloud gaming space. But I think now the partnership between both Microsoft and Sony is just going to better developers really at the end of the day. On some way, there's a clear understanding on what the expectations and the technologies, how they're supposed to work in tandem. I think it's just a way of better building a bridge between the two. Microsoft also playing nice, and it makes sense for them. I mean,
Yeah.
they can use the help that they can get. This is positive publicity. This is a nice situation for them to be in the news and hear that Phil Spencer, all these guys are coming out saying this is great. We're happy. We're down for this. We've always been a partner is one of the wordings. I forget who said that. One of them said, "Hey, we've always been a partner, but now we're actually." Putting our hands to work together, and yeah, I think it's for the better. I'm curious to see what next gen really is now. That's going to be my thing, because if you're putting this much effort in from today, that means that there's more information around the corner of why this is so significant.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft has tools that Sony uses. They own Havoc, they own, I think, Simplegon, and middleware that's basically used to improve graphics performance, and Havoc being a physics engine. So Sony uses these tools that are Microsoft owned. So yeah, they can definitely benefit from that. The only people that I've seen, like, everyone's reacting very, very positive to this news. Of course, there's some Xbox fanboys crying, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't share your tech because your network's better, and now their network's gonna be better, and now, yeah." So at the end of the day, it's improvements for gaming overall are welcome. I don't mind. I mean, I'm not an Xbox user. But if the day comes, where something would happen, we never know, right?
Yeah.
So play. I mean, Sony is doing really well right now, but look at what happened to Sega, and you have to move on. It's like I was very anti PlayStation back in the day, right? I was a Sega kid, Sega till the end, Sega for life, and then Sega went under. I was like, well, I have to make my choice, right? Do I go back to Nintendo? The GameCube was out back then. The N64 didn't. I mean, it didn't move my needle. It had some really good experiences, but at the end of the day, I was looking to move past some of the offerings from Nintendo, and I went with the PS2, and that was it. They had me. So, I was not gonna get the Xbox just because it was too big. That's the reason. It's funny, dude. The
What?
reason I did not get, because I got the when I got the my PS2, the original Xbox had just come out. Um, and I did not get the Xbox because it was too big. Like the box is too big. It's like I don't like that box. That box is ridiculous. Look at that controller. Who am I? Andrew the Giant. And it's like Shaq. I'm not gonna use this gigantic controller. I hate it. Yeah.
I never knew that was the reason.
Yep. That was the reason why they had the games. Because Sega, when the Dreamcast died, Sega had put whatever games they had left for the Dreamcast on the original Xbox. They had the Jet Set Radio Future, Shenmue 2, the Panzer Dragoon Orta, I think was the one that came out on Xbox. So Sega had put a bunch of stuff out on Xbox. I was like, man, they had the Sega games, but that console is ridiculous, and I don't like the stupid green X on it, and it's so ugly. That's why I didn't get it, and I
Wow.
went with PlayStation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the real reason, man. So, gotta thank whoever designed that thing.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah, that was a good deterrent. Um, but I am very excited about this, Joel. Just going back to the story. Um, we know that both Sony and Microsoft really wanted to improve improve cloud gaming. Microsoft is looking very strongly into integrating into the next console. I'm pretty sure Sony will do the same since it's already integrated with PS4. Um, the only thing I can hope for, Joe, is that Microsoft helps Sony with some backwards compatibility for PS3 games. Because I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
You know what? The other day I really wanted to play Metal Gear Rising, and I was like, I'm not gonna put
Plug
that
in the
on.
old
No,
device.
well, I have my PS3 plugged in because I have the PS3 here in the same room that I have
Oh
the
yeah.
computer. Yeah, but it's like that controller and just dealing with the UI and what
Wow.
load times and whatnot. It's like
No load time.
no load times and or yeah. I mean that game the load times on that game are very well masked, so it's very good. But yeah, at the same time, I was like, oh man, I just don't want to deal with this. I just want to be able to play it. Um, so if something positive comes, for us Sony fans, hopefully that'll be it. But yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, definitely Microsoft needed the good press, gaming related stuff. They definitely been on the sort of like downturn on that. Nintendo had some very positive news this week that they've outsold lifetime sales of PS4 in Japan with the Switch has outsold. Um, of course, Microsoft was in talks with Nintendo recently to integrate Xbox Live in some form on the Switch. Cuphead is now being, just came out for the Switch a couple weeks ago. So we're seeing this expansion in Microsoft's uh, roadmap, and I like it because they're making sure that if the next console doesn't do well, that's it. Like I think that's it, dude. Like they're prepping just in case their next console like flops really bad. That way they have all their P's and Q's in place and they can move on to being, a third party tech supplier slash developer. Um, and that's a smart move. Um, it's not. I mean, it's common knowledge that when Satya Nadella took over from Steve Ballmer, that he wanted to sell the Xbox division. So, apparently, Phil Spencer and some of the other guys that were the Xbox team convinced him not to. Um, Unfortunately, the Xbox One happened, and maybe this is him saying, "Listen, we're not gonna go through this again. We gotta take precautions. If it happens again, then we're ready to not take that gigantic loss." Xbox is making money now. It's not like they're not. I believe that the gaming division during the 360 days didn't make any money. So they are making money on services right now. Xbox Live and Game Pass and all this other stuff that they add. So I'm pretty sure they're doing all right. But they're just making sure that the legacy of Xbox lives on, even if the next console doesn't do well. So yeah,
Lessons learned.
pretty exciting. Yeah, exactly. Pretty excited about that, man. We shall see. So, Joel, a quick update to the Sega Genesis Mini that's coming out later this year. The last or the final 10 games or the final games were announced just this morning. And just going in, those games are Alex Kidd and the Enchanted Castle. Not a great game. It's Alex Kidd was only had one good game on the Master System. Beyond Oasis is a great game. It's a Zelda type of adventure game. It's really good, really really good. Yuzo Koshiro did the music. The graphics are really bright and colorful for the Genesis. The Genesis was known to having very dim colors. But this was very bright. The graphics were really good. Very smooth looking game. Golden Axe, the OG Golden Axe. I would prefer Golden Axe 2. I think it's a better game, but it's fine. Golden Axe good. Phantasy Star 4. Sonic Spinball. Odd choice, but I can see where they can get some pinball fans going. The game doesn't run very well. So I don't expect much from this one unless they are able to actually use the power of the system to their advantage and maybe have the game run faster. That'd be pretty nice. Vector Man, which is a side-scrolling shooter game. It's sort of like Sega's answer to Donkey Kong Country. This game also uses pre-rendered graphics. And it looks very sharp, very good looking game. Sounds very good in this game too. And Wonder Boy in Monster World, that's a fantastic game. So we have our list. This is a very nice console, if you ask me, man.
Yeah, I'm very positive about this announcement. I think the titles are ones that there's stuff in there to get me excited, stuff that gets you really excited. It makes sense. It's bringing it back again to the new generation. His opportunity to play some of the classics. But yeah, Obed, like you've got pretty cheap. Was it $15 controllers that are also coming about? I think with this announcement I saw.
Yes, because Retrobit has their 6-button controller because there's Capcom games. So the thing is that there's 3 Capcom games that got announced that are not on that list that I just read for some reason. Thanks Kotaku. But that's Street Fighter 2 Special Champion Edition, Mega Man: The Wily Wars, which had never come out in the U.S., and Ghosts and Ghosts. That game can die, so I'm good.
That game can ghost.
Game can ghost. Yeah, just ghost it. Real talk. The Genesis version is, I think, the hardest version of that game because the hitbox is wrong on your character. So you have a bigger hitbox, so it doesn't work really well. But it's still competent. It's just really really hard. But yes, I'm sorry I interrupted you, man.
No, you're good. No, that's exactly what I was saying about the controller. Exactly what you were pointing at. Like they're bringing the right controllers for these games. I do think though that I mean, I do think that they're looking at this as saying June 4th being the time the last batch of games are going to be revealed. So I'm just thinking to myself, how much more do they have planned coming? Like,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, they
No.
have 30 right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I was
they're gonna finalize the roster on June 4th. That's what they're trying to say.
that's
They've already
amazing.
said, yeah, it's a pretty good deal, man. Yeah, it's a pretty good package. Like it's very competitive. Like the oh, and I have a story about this too. Uh, story time with Obet. Um, yeah, the Super Nintendo Mini is really good. This is very competitive. I think this, of course, they don't have Mario and Zelda and whatnot, but they're giving you the best of what they had to offer, and it's pretty good. Like so far, this list is legit. So the story that I had, Joe, is that on this list is Castle Evolution starting Mickey Mouse, right? Um, I have the PS3 version of that game because it came bundled with. Well, I have the Genesis version that I can play on PS3 because it came bundled with the remake that came out. So the remake was free on PSN, and I got it, and this came along with it. So I was like, oh, okay. Never played it, right? So I haven't played this game in freaking 30 years, and my daughter sees it. Hey, there's a Mickey game on on the game TV. She calls it the game TV over here because it's only the PS3 plugged into the other TV. Oh yeah, you want to play it, dude? You want to play it? Was that we got to the end of the game,
Whoa.
bro? I played the whole thing, dude. So I'm actually it has save states, so I actually saved at the last boss. Um, but that was last week, so we haven't gone back. We have to go back and finish it. Um, but yeah, dude, it was the game holds up, holds up. It's
Wow.
dude, and you know what's funny is that it's incredible because you know how old school gamers and whatnot they get really upset at these kids don't know gaming and the man
The
baby.
elitist attitude.
Yeah, the man baby. So you get the man babies crying about these kids, uh, uh, um, just not knowing games and whatnot, right? So here I'm playing with my daughter, and my daughter sees Mickey on the screen when we were playing this game, and Mickey shows up pixelated. It's a Genesis game that you're upscaling to 720p. It's gonna look pixelated. So my daughter called was like, "Hey, Daddy, look, it's Minecraft Mickey."
Oh,
And
that's
I was like,
awesome.
wow, that like I didn't see it. It's great to see that she associated the graphics, the 8-bit or 16-bit in this case, pixel graphics with Minecraft, which is sort of a modern take on pixel art uh, from certain point of view. So uh, yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, oh, it was like, yeah, I can see where
Put
you can
those
see
together.
where you can just put those two together. Yeah. So yeah. So he hit me. I was like, oh man, Minecraft Mickey didn't think about it. I was like, well, and I told her, I was like, well, it's not Minecraft Mickey. It's just that old video games look like that. It's like, oh yeah, it's an old video game. Okay, I get it. So yeah, but it's funny because she loved it. Like she can't play it still. Like she has a really hard time, and Mickey's really slippery. I still have her on Pac-Man training. She's got to get through that, which has
Nice.
gotten a lot better. So she's getting there. She's getting there. She's getting the hang of it. Start with baby food.
Hey,
Hey.
the Padawan will soon become the master.
Oh,
Just takes
absolutely.
time.
She wanted to play Zelda. I was like, well, it was really hard for me, so you just gotta wait at the beginning. So you just gotta wait a couple of years, and you can play it. Um, but yeah, that's another
That's
story.
awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, solid list, man. I'm really excited for this little thing. Hopefully it's not gonna be too expensive, and we'll see. Maybe I'll put it on my Christmas list and see what happens if I can find one out there. Hopefully they don't pull a Nintendo on us and and not make enough.
Just axe it.
Yeah, exactly. Not make enough. It's like, whoops, sorry, we didn't make enough. We didn't know you guys wanted this. Okay, crying Nintendo. Um, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes along. And Joel, there's a quick update on potential game gifting for PlayStation. You have some info on that, man?
Yeah, the rumors are that working in right now, Sony is working on some next gen stuff, as we were just talking about the cloud, gaming partnership with Microsoft, right? But there's also rumors now about game gifting that at some point in the near future that they're actually testing this out, that PS4 owners and we assume it's going to come to PS5 if they're going to do it on PS4, will at some point allow people to actually gift their games from the PS Store to other PlayStation owners and users. So, Obed, if this happens, I think this is going to make a lot of PlayStation owners really happy because it's something that we've wanted for a long time.
Yeah, I think this is really cool. If they're able to actually do it, yeah, this would be amazing because this is probably the reason why they took away digital sales from retailers, just so they can implement their own game gifting system, which in my opinion works a lot better. Because you, instead of having to send someone a code, someone logs into their account. Hey, someone sent you a game, surprise, and that's awesome, man. So yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board for sure. So
Same.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that I think we've mentioned it a few months ago, but there was no updates on that. And yeah, if there's an update on this thing and they make it work the way it should, of course, man.
It's good news for us all.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's pretty convenient that you can just send someone a game, especially with all these really good PSN sales that they have. And they discount the games heavily and whatnot. You get games for a few bucks. Just grab one of those games and send it to someone. It's like, hey, here you go, man. Remember I told you about this game? Here, you can go play it now. Do that sort of thing. That's pretty neat, man. I really hope that they come. They actually come through on this one and let us go ahead and gift our games. Jill, there's breaking news. Apparently, it's been confirmed that Robert Pattinson is on for Batman.
Oh, we talked about this before. Look at that.
Yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago. But apparently, it's happening. So there were some people saying that it was Robert Pattinson and someone else that was on the short list. Nicholas Hoult.
Okay, yep, I know he is. He's in the Tolkien movie they just did now. He obviously was in the X-Men movies.
Oh, he was Beast.
Yep, Beast.
Oh, okay. I like him. Yeah. Either or, I'm good. But apparently Robert Pattinson's been confirmed. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I see a Deadline, Variety. Top dogs are putting it out there saying Robert Pattinson is in the front runners. So that means that they're probably negotiating that. And here comes another Hall H. Hey guys, Batman.
another Hall H. Oh man, dude, you're gonna have your hands full this summer.
Oh, I'm gonna be. Last time I maybe got the night before the big Hall H panels. I got maybe 3 hours of sleep. I'm not going to sleep this year.
Just going to Red Bull it?
Yep. But it's so much fun, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue now into our other Batman news that we were talking about, or Batwoman, rather.
Yep.
There's a Batwoman trailer that dropped this week. Obed and we've talked about the Batwoman appearance that came in on the last DC crossover, the Elseworlds crossover event that they did. I thought on CW, I thought that crossover didn't really do much with Batwoman at all if you watched it. But this trailer just kind of went in with very low expectations. I think for a trailer, it's average. I don't think it's a bad trailer, but I don't think there's anything special about it where I'm like, oh, I actually want to give it a try. But I don't think it's anything where I'm like, I would not give it a try, if that makes any sense. It's something that if I had free time, maybe I would catch an episode or two, but it's nothing that's making me feel like I have to go on my, oh my goodness, I need to put time aside to watch this thing. And I think that's just because, when you look at it from a production standpoint, it just looks like it's kind of going through the motions, is the way I would put it. There's certain points that they're trying to hit off from a representation standpoint, which has always been something in the super industry. You know that. I mean, we have Black Lightning and other characters, right? So I get it. I think it's something that definitely benefits the stories, right? But I think there's also a point of stakes and a point of character connections that you got to have. And I don't know how much people are going to be like, I got to watch this Batwoman. I got to, like this is a character I'm going to really come, really and see where she goes. Arrow was one of those shows that the show has really gone in a crazy direction.
I heard it's off the rails really
Yeah, dude.
bad.
Like this ending of this last season has just been really rough, especially what they did in the last episode. But with that being said, because I love Arrow so much, Stephen Amell's portrayal of Arrow, the show could be really rough, but I'm still watching because I'm really connected to that one character. The show is being called Batwoman. I need to be really into her character and really invested in it. And I'm not sure I'm not there yet. Obviously, sometimes these things take time, so you got to give it time. You got to, see what happens with it. But this has to be big because Arrow's coming to an end. It's having its one last season. That's it. I think Legends of Tomorrow is also coming to an end. DC's kind of doing on CW in general. There's a lot of shows that are coming to an end there. DC in general is just kind of going to their next phase. Similarly, not going to compare the two, but similar to how Marvel's now in the next phase of stuff. They've kind of closed a chapter with old characters. It's kind of what we're seeing here on the TV side. So Batwoman needs to be something successful for them. It needs to be something that people really love and gravitate to. Because I don't know, but looking at Supergirl, how they've moved that to, I think now it's like the Sunday showing. Like that's not a good sign from a numbers standpoint when you got to push it off that late in the week. I don't know how the Flash is performing. I imagine he's decent, but I don't know. So they really need something that really makes people have to watch these television events, that are coming on. But we shall see. I mean, I'll give it time. I'm hopeful that the show will be decent because it looks decent. I'm just not expecting it to be break the television, which it's a Batman property, right? Like usually for me, if it's something Batman, I have to watch it. But I'm not sure I feel that way yet with this.
Yeah, I mean, not that doesn't even do anything for me because
Yeah.
even Gotham, I fell off hard of that one. Yeah, I mean the trailer, I watched it just today, and I mean it started very weak, like very hey actiony stuff, and then he picked up, and he got a little bit better towards the ending of that trailer. So I mean, it's one of those things that I may or may not watch it. I'm sure that if they can find a decent writer, the show may be pretty good. I know that CW they back up their properties. They put money behind it, and they get ratings, and they get the fans to they get into fans' good graces. So yeah, I think they can do okay with it. It's again that trailer wasn't too great, but in my opinion, we need to maybe go into your 3 episode sort of like
Yeah,
trial period and try it out first and see how it goes, and then from there make our final decision.
for sure.
Yeah. Joe, I last bit of news that I have that I almost forgot is a pretty huge deal that happened this week, and it is that Disney actually gained control, basically full control of Hulu. Like they, I guess that because of the Fox acquisition, Comcast went ahead and gave them the option to take control of Hulu, and then they did. So they're also giving them the option to buy their third in the company if they want. Um, I don't know if they're gonna do it or not, because at this point Hulu is Disney Plus. you know, they can very well just rebrand, Hulu as Disney Plus, or they can just keep it separate. It's one of those things. Um, yeah, very interesting stuff, man. I didn't see this coming at all, but it's about time someone stood up to Netflix. Netflix, man, I heard they're out there sort of like bullying people and whatnot, and of course what they did to Marvel. I think that what they did to Marvel, they left Disney so salty that they're just trying to come around and just hit them where it hurts. And I think that they want to do that, and they don't want to wait until Disney Plus. They just want to straight up start.
Yeah, I agree. This is big news. I'm not as surprised to it just because I do remember in the original talks of the Fox acquisition, there was talks about how, yes, some of the shares with Hulu was going to be a part of the deal. And I remember hearing that Disney was going to get the majority of the shares. So now for them to assume full operational control, that's even bigger, because they're not just saying like, we have the ability to have a large pull in this, we can basically do whatever we want, but we're just kind of letting it live on its own. They're like, nope, you're coming under our umbrella. They're just pulling this thing right under them. Uh, Disney Plus coming around the corner, they're gonna obviously put a huge backing behind it, but at the same time, when we heard news, I think it was last week on our last podcast where I talked about the Ghost Rider thing and some of the there's a couple other animated shows that are also going to be coming that's Marvel related on Hulu. Yep. I think this is directly tied to that news. I think that if they're already putting something new, it's not like they're trying to renew it or put old content on there. That's got to mean that Hulu's going to survive. And I think that they'll still have a close connection with Disney Plus, but they might make Hulu the more adult-ish kind of space. Not that Disney Plus won't have things for everybody, but maybe Hulu is a place where that they can kind of put things that don't fit the typical Disney brand as much. Maybe
they can put the FX stuff like the Nip and Talk and Sons of Anarchy and all this stuff in there. Yeah.
And still make a profit. I understand it's good for business. People enjoy those things, but it's separate, and yet it's still bringing Disney that money at the end of the day. So that's a good move. And this is interesting. I mean, but this is a big pull in the Infinity Gauntlet saga right now, because this Disney Fox deal is much bigger than most people realize. And when they look back on it, when we start seeing the effects of all the movies that are going to come out, the Avatars, the Fire at some point in the future, we start talking about the X-Men stuff, talking about this, like we're going to look back at this time and say this was huge.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be a great move in their part, just to put like their non too family friendly stuff. Nip and Tuck and all these shows that are more geared towards adults, even like stuff like Family Guy,
right?
That now they own so they have to put it somewhere,
right?
So I think this is the perfect place for that, for sure. So we'll see what happens with that. Man, it's interesting. Just thinking about it, it's like I haven't watched Netflix in forever. My wife still watches it. Like I'm still trying to keep on The Punisher, just to wrap it up, right? And just have the NMCU have its due. But it's just that I really don't watch a lot of like TV, so actively and or on a device, but it's gonna be interesting.
The reports say that 28% of Netflix subscribers are gonna drop Netflix for Disney Plus. I saw that the other day. That's a big stat. Like almost 30% of people dropping off. Netflix is looking at losing a lot of business if that's the case. And I've had this discussion with you. I've talked to other people. Netflix, raising their prices recently,
I'm
it
not too
doesn't.
happy about
Not
that.
happy.
Yeah.
I have considered. I'm like, well, Disney Plus is coming. Am
Mm-hmm.
I going to end this thing? I mean, I know that I'll keep Netflix for Jessica Jones because I think that's the end of this year, the last season of that. But yeah, man, they definitely have me contemplating. Netflix has got to do something big to keep people interested.
Yeah. Also, Hulu has One Punch Man
Yes,
exclusively.
but but the other thing too, the other thing too is Netflix is developing the Chronicles of Narnia, so that has me interested. I won't lie on that because I am a Chronicles of Narnia
Yeah,
guy. So
yeah.
we'll see, we'll
My
see.
wife is too, so that means that I'm probably have to keep Netflix. Yeah, that
Sure.
kind of yeah. Yeah. I can definitely see that. Man, there was something else that I was gonna tell you. That was related to some of this Disney stuff, and I totally forgot what it was. But if I remember, we'll talk about it.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. But that's what I got, dude.
Same. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to us here on No Load Time. We want to invite you to stay connected to us. Go ahead and subscribe to the show. Podcast version on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Spotify. The video version here on YouTube, you go and subscribe to that. Share, like, comment. We appreciate it. Also, feel free to give us a follow on our social media so you can stay in the loop when we drop our latest episodes. Go ahead and give us a follow at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Also, want to remind you guys your feedback is welcome and appreciated. So go ahead and send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Maybe we'll discuss a question you might have on the show. You never know. Go ahead and send that email our way. But guys, thank you again. We look forward to talking with you guys on our next episode.
Thank you guys, and we'll see you again next time.